Hello guys, let's discuss current affairs. Today's first questions on some film awards. This is the Cannes Film Festival. Cannes, Cannes, is pronounced Cannes. Okay, Cannes is a town on the French Riviera, which is the French Mediterranean coast. Yeah. Now, every year there is this annual film festival. There is this annual film festival at Cannes, and this is one of the most prestigious film festivals in the world. This is on par, they say, with the Oscars, maybe slightly below the Oscars and the Golden Globe Awards, as well as the British Film and Television Awards, also called the BAFTA. Now, that's a French name, as you can see, Festival de Cannes, and that's a logo, that's a palm leaf. You can see this thing, yeah. So every year some films win here, and I'm going to discuss a few things here. The one that won the film that won the best film award, or the Palme d'Or, also called the Golden Palm. Okay, we will do one thing. Just write the title, Cannes Film Festival 2022, and below that put a star mark, right? Palme d'Or in brackets Golden Palm, and the film is Triangle of Sadness by, who's the director? Director is pretty important to us, Rubens Ostlund. Or suddenly I remember someone else. Yeah, Rubens Ostlund. So this guy is directed, and this film Golden Triangle of Sadness. So let's look at other things now. What are the choices here? Broker, Decision to Leave, Holy Spider, Torian Lokita. You could do one more thing, right? This film, Torian Lokita, is a winner of the 75th anniversary prize. So this year was the 75th event of the Cannes Film Festival. So 75th anniversary prize, platinum jubilee, you could say. So 75th anniversary prize. Would you require the directors' names? Why don't you write this? John Pierre, 2 directors, and Luc Dardenne. Two directors, Torian Lokita was directed by John Pierre and Luc Dardenne. So this film won the 75th anniversary prize. So we've discussed 2 prizes, the Palme d'Or, which is also called the Golden Palm, directed by Rubens Ostlund, and the film is Triangle of Sadness, directed by Rubens Ostlund, while the 75th anniversary prize went to John Pierre. The film was Torian Lokita, directed by John Pierre and Luc Dardenne. So let's look at best actor, and before that let's look at honorary Palme d'Or. Honorary Palme d'Or to 2 guys. One, Tom Cruise. You all know this guy, Tom Cruise. And the second is a terrific Forest Whitaker. Very, very good actor. Forest Whitaker. One film I would suggest you must watch this film, for which he won the Oscar for the best actor, in the best actor category. It was The Last King of Scotland. It's a terrific film, and Last King of Scotland is based on a book of the same name, The Last King of Scotland. I read the book sometime in 2001. So this was, in this film, The Last King of Scotland, Forrest Whitaker played the role of a former Ugandan dictator of Uganda named Idi Amin. Idi Amin ruled the country of Uganda between 1971 and 79. In these 8 years, he is said to have killed about 3 lakh people in this tiny country. And Forrest Whitaker played the role, enacted the real life Idi Amin on screen for us. Fabulous, fabulous performance. Of course, there are a lot of his films like Platoon and all, but importantly, watch this film. You can watch this with your family. There is no obscenity. Yeah. So, 2 guys, Tom Cruise and Forrest Whitaker, received the honorary Golden Palm or the Palme d'Or. So now let's look at these films: Decision to Leave, Broker, and Holy Spider. For Decision to Leave, what's his name? Park Chan-wook received the Best Director award. You write this: Best Director, Park. Sometimes I wonder if we should write the full name because it's quite difficult to remember all these things. Chan-wook for this film, Decision to Leave. For Decision to Leave. Okay, then for the film Broker, the Best Actor went. Okay, Best Actor, you could write this: Best Actor, Song Kang-ho for Broker. For Holy Spider, Best Actress. And who was that? Zar Amir Ibrahimi. Okay. So there we go, my friends. This is enough here. Chalo. Which country's frigate Admiral Goshkov? See, in Slavic languages that are spoken in this part of the world, okay, the V is pronounced with an F. Fair? So, which country's frigate Admiral Goshkov successfully test-fired a Sircon hypersonic cruise missile from the Barents Sea? Now, what's a hypersonic missile? Anything that travels at a speed of more than Mach 5. Mach 5 is 1 Mach is the speed of sound. So 5 times the speed of sound would be about what? 6,200 kilometers per hour. Yeah, more than 6,200 kilometers per hour. Okay, and this was tested by Russia, of course. But where is the Barents Sea? This is the Barents Sea. You can see here. This is the Arctic Ocean, and these water bodies are called marginal seas. MARGINAL. Like we have the Arabian Sea, we have the Bay of Bengal, which are marginal seas of the Indian Ocean. Okay. So if you look at Barents Sea, it's a part of the Arctic Ocean, which is in the north of the planet. Okay, this is the north of the planet. This is how it looks from the top. Of course, not exactly top, but this is how it looks actually at the very, at the poles, at the North Pole. So, what would be the shortest route to go to, from Delhi? What is the shortest route? Over the North Pole. It would be the shortest route because the Earth narrows at the top. At the equator, it's its widest, isn't it? So it would take a long time for a flight from Mumbai to reach New York if it takes a straight route. But if it flies over the North Pole, it would take that much less time. Okay. Now, something more here. Let me clear this first. And you would find that the word Arctic comes from the word Arkatos. The Greek root Arkatos, which means bhalu, bear. In this region, you would find there are two there are two what we call constellations: Great Bear constellation and you know what is called Little Bear, or yeah, you could say Little Bear or Minor Bear constellation. So the Great Bear constellation, which is called Ursa Major or Ursa Minor, which is the smaller constellation, gave its name Bear to the Arctic. So Arctics, the Greeks believe that this is where the Great Bear constellation is in the sky, which is true actually. So they call this region Arctic because of the name Arctos, which means Bhalu, because of the constellation, Ursa Major, or simply put, bear-shaped constellation in the sky. Now, so the word Arctic comes from the Greek word Arctos, which means Bhalu, which relates to the constellation of stars in this region. So you would find that the Arctic, this is a circle. This is the Arctic circle. This in blue is the Arctic circle. Of course, the region varies depending on different definitions in different books. Some would say this is also the Arctic. You see this here in the red line. So I'll not go there. Okay, I'll just take you to a basic understanding through this. Fair. There is something interesting about this question, especially about the name Admiral Gorshkov. When I first read this, because my questions come from my team, we have a huge team at Time which prepares these questions, and I'm only a delivery guy. Okay, so Gorshkov was the original name of an aircraft carrier that today is with India. See, we have INS Vikramaditya. INS Vikramaditya, isn't it? It is India's first, currently, it is the current only, I would say, aircraft carrier in operation. The other one, Vikrant, is in trials and all that, but this is in operation. This Vikramaditya, INS Vikramaditya aircraft carrier was purchased from Russia. In Russia, it was called Admiral Gorshkov. Before it was, it became a part of Russia, it was with the USSR, and under the USSR, it was called Baku. Very confusing now. Let me repeat. INS Vikramaditya, India's aircraft carrier, was purchased from Russia. In Russia, it was called Admiral Gorshkov. Of course, we refitted it. We kind of, we used a lot of what we say. We purchased it after refurbishing, replenishing it with at a cost of about $2.5 billion. That's a lot of money. But before Russia became a separate country, it was a part of the USSR, and this same submarine, aircraft carrier was called Baku when it was a part of the USSR. The USSR collapsed in 1991. So in 1991, this Baku became a part of Russia. Russia renamed it Admiral Gorshkov, and today we have it INS Vikramaditya. But Russia has also named one of its frigates, which is a typically smaller ship which carries a lot of missiles. It's what is called a missile destroyer ship. Okay, so it's an interesting world if you care to know. Yeah, I'll just give you the names of some of these guys here. This is, you can see there, basically this is Iceland, Greenland. Greenland in brackets you find Denmark because it's owned by Denmark. Okay, so let me clear this and bring to you a few more things. Russia's prime minister is a guy called Mikhail Mishustin. Russian prime minister Mikhail Mishustin. Okay, I'll just tell you some basic stuff. Ukrainian president is Volodymyr Zelensky. You all know this. Volodymyr Zelensky. That's the name of the Ukrainian president. Hungarian prime minister is Viktor Orban. Viktor Orban. And what about Poland? The Polish president is Andrzej Duda. Turkey, Recep Erdogan or Erdogan. Okay. Yeah. Which country is a country of focus at the 17th Mumbai International Film Festival held in the last week of May to the first week of June? It is Bangladesh. See, at Cannes and at Cannes Film Festival, India was the subject of focus. Okay, country of focus. When it concerns Mumbai International Film Festival, it was Bangladesh. It was Bangladesh. I'll just tell you something about the International Film Festival in Mumbai. Write this: best documentary, more than 60 minutes. I'll give you only the names of 2 awards. Best documentary above 60 minutes, Admitted. There is an Indian film called Admitted. Best documentary less than 60 minutes, Screaming Butterflies. Screaming Butterflies. Okay, just 2 awards. There are a lot of awards, important, not so important, but this is enough. Okay, Bangladesh, or we'll just write the capitals. Often we have been writing the names of the presidents and all. The capitals this time. Sri Lanka, Colombo, and there is one more place, Sri Jayawardhane Pure Kotte. Kotte. Japan, we all know, Tokyo. After serving the country for 34 years, the INS Gomati, Indian Naval ship or Indian Navy ship, Gomati was recently decommissioned at the naval dockyard in Mumbai. INS Gomati participated in Operation Cactus, Parakram, and Rainbow. So this is not INS Gomati. INS, if you want to write something more, I can tell you. INS Gomati was a Godavari class missile frigate. Also called the missile destroyer frigate. Okay, this is Godavari. See, under this class there were 3 ships: INS Godavari, which was decommissioned in I think 7 years back. Yeah, 2017. In 2015 it was decommissioned. Decommissioned 2015. Then INS Ganga, decommissioned in 2017, and then INS Gomati, now decommissioned in 2022. So all these 3 ships have been retired, completely retired. INS Gomati will be dismantled and given to Uttar Pradesh government, where they will, they're going to turn that into a museum. They're going to turn that into a museum. So what are these operations? Cactus, Parakram, Rainbow. Why don't you write this? Operation Cactus. Operation Cactus. Intervention by Indian Armed Forces or Armed Forces, Indian Armed Forces in the to prevent a coup in Maldives in 1988. 1988. Coup in Maldives in 1988. You know, Maldives is this tiny island country just below Lakshadweep. This is Asia's smallest country, and it's also the world's lowest country by altitude. By altitude. You know, in 1988, Islamists, radical Islamists, wanted to throw out the democratically elected government and impose, of course, their own theocracy. But the Indian government sent its navy, the military also, I mean, the other aspects of the military, other four wings of the military also went, but the navy took the command and threw out the rebels, and most of them, of course, was jailed later. This intervention is called Operation Cactus. Operation Cactus. And to take it further, Operation Parakram, you could write this. The 2001-2002 military standoff between India and Pakistan, or border standoff between India and Pakistan, we had this parliamentary attacks in December 2001. So we mobilized our military forces, all wings of the military forces, and Gomati was there in the Arabian Sea at the time. Okay, so Operation Rainbow, you could write. 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, to provide relief to nations impacted by the December 2004 tsunami and earthquake. Okay, so which Indian automobile company filed a record 125 patents in the previous financial year, the highest in its history? Tata Motors. Who is the CEO of Tata Motors? CEO of Tata Motors is Guenter Bouchek. Guenter Bouchek. CEO is Guenter Bouchek. Ashok Leyland, Vipin Sondhi. I'm giving the names of the CEOs. Bajaj Auto, Rajiv Bajaj. Maruti Suzuki, Kenichi Ayukawa. Kenichi Ayukawa. Mahindra and Mahindra, what's his name? Anish Shah. We're talking only the CEOs, okay? And by the way, this Ashok Leyland is owned by the Hinduja Group. Hinduja Group, which also owns IndusInd Bank and Gulf Oil, among other things. Okay. Which country surpassed China as India's biggest trading partner with a bilateral trade of $119.42 billion in the previous financial year? US. US is India number one. India's number one trade partner. Would you want to write this? Right. India's foreign trade. Subheading: India's foreign trade. India's foreign trade. Underline that. Right. Financial year 21, financial year 22. Exports, imports. Exports, imports. What were our exports like in financial year 21? I'll give you round figures. It is 1291.8. So, chalo, लिख देते हैं, घाटा क्या है? I mean, we lose nothing if we write this. Okay. So this is our total trade. You can add this up, you find the total trade, and if you deduct imports from exports minus imports, you would get the trade deficit. You would get the trade deficit, over $100 billion trade deficit, my friends. What about the exports in the previous financial year? The exports in the previous financial year were $421.8 billion.
These are the highest exports in the history of India. Ever since we became independent of British rule in 1947, this is the highest we have clocked in terms of our exports. But imports are also at the highest at this much, 612.6. You take round figure of 612, no harm, absolutely no harm. Take round figure 612 or 613 if you want. See, for the first time our trade, if it has gone past $1 trillion, trillion equals billion, sorry, trillion equals 1 trillion equals 1,000 billion. So these are all in $billion here. Did I tell you this? Yeah, I did. In $1 billion, in dollar billion. Okay. So see, the exports and imports put together in 2021 financial year were less than today's imports. So we are doing well. We are doing quite well. So these are total exports and total imports. So I'll now give you the round figures of the top 3 trade partners of India. Top 3 trade partners of India. Top 3 trade partners. Okay, 1, US. How much did we export to the US? 76 exports, imports. $76 billion. I'm giving you round figures. Okay, $76 billion. And imports, how much stuff did we import from the US? Dollar billion. This is important. Okay, stuff worth $43 billion. So you can see that the total trade is 119. You can see this. I'm not giving the decimals, 2 decimals not required. But if you look at the trade balance between the US, between our exports and imports to the US, exports to the US and imports from the US. So our trade balance with the US is a positive sign. Actually, we export much more than we import. Okay, what about China? China, we exported stuff worth $21 billion and we imported stuff worth $94 billion. So the total comes to 115. Okay. So what about the third one? United Arab Emirates. $28 billion worth of stuff that we exported to the UAE. But we imported stuff worth $44 billion. So we have a trade deficit here as well. See, they're the top three. I will not give you the data for the next 2. Saudi Arabia is in the 4th place. 5th place is Iraq. But end of this is if you want to add on your own, you could add total trade, okay, and trade balance. If it's trade balance, if you look at the trade balance, it is plus here, yeah, plus $33 billion, isn't it? Yeah, this is 33. What about this one? You have minus here, yeah, you have minus $73 billion, technically 73, okay. So we run a deficit, a massive deficit with China. Here we have $16 billion deficit. So the top 3, my friends. I hope this data helps, because see, this kind of data is very useful to understand those kinds of WhatsApp forwards that we get. See how much we are often told that we should not import from China. If we stop importing from China, China's economy would collapse. Will it collapse? I'll give you some data. What are our total exports to China? 21. What are our total imports? 94. So the difference is 73. Yeah. Now the thing here is this: China's exports. See, China's exports are about $2,400 billion, and China's imports. China exports and China imports are this much. Okay. These are global export and imports of China. That is China's foreign trade. You need to understand something here, that China exports $94 billion worth of stuff to India. So out of that $24 billion, 94 comes to India. Now, if we stop importing from China, will China feel bad that, look, man, we lot a big market? This is less than 4% of China's market, China's exports. Our exports, our imports, that is their exports to India, are less than 4% of their total. So they are not likely to miss India. They may sell this stuff elsewhere. But what about us? Will we not suffer? Especially given that we import a lot of raw materials like coal, iron ore, electronics, finished products like toys, devices, electronic devices now, phones from China. So we would suffer because not only is raw material important to complete finished goods, that is to build finished goods, but also the fact that millions of people, millions of Indians depend on imports from China to sell their stuff to earn their livelihood. So don't believe that fake university called WhatsApp. WhatsApp should be for jokes and for staying in touch with friends and family. But otherwise, you look at that. These are the numbers. Okay, guys? Identify the common portal launched by the Union government for the delivery of various schemes run by ministries and departments. Jan Samarth. So you could just write one line. Jan Samarth dash portal, P-O-R-T-A-L, portal linking 13 credit linked central government schemes on a single platform. So portal linking 13 credit linked government schemes on a single platform. So if someone wants a loan, they could just garner from a government entity, especially through these schemes like Mudra and all that. So they could they go to Jan Samarth portal and they could find information. They need to punch in the key in the required information like Aadhaar card, current source of income or whatever, basically whatever is required. So once you key in the details, they will check, the portal checks your eligibility. And if the eligibility is fulfilled and other things fall in place, then eligibility is received digitally. So everything is faceless. These kinds of things are important. See, the scope for corruption goes down when things are faceless. Name the train that recently resumed service between India and Bangladesh after 2 years due to the COVID pandemic. All of them, actually the first two, Bandhan and Maitri. Moitri. The Banglas call it Moitri. Moitri is friendship. Okay. Who is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh? Sheikh Hasina Wajed, the W-A-J-E-D. Which has become the second state after Odisha to have recognized community forest resource rights inside its Kanger Ghati National Park, Chhattisgarh. This national park is in Chhattisgarh. Kanger is the name of a river that flows through this. That's why it's called Kanger Ghati. Okay. So you have Odisha and Kanger. Okay, let's go past this, and I would want you to write Bihar Valmiki National Park, Jharkhand Betla National Park, West Bengal you have the Sundarbans, you also have the Baksa National Park, Kerala Silent Valley, okay. Which club became European champions with a record extending 14th title after beating Liverpool in the Champions League final at Madrid, what is this place? Paris. So you could write this UEFA Champions League 2021-22. Okay. Winner Real Madrid, that is this. Runner up, what is this? Yeah, runner up would be Liverpool. It's there in the question now. Liverpool. Player of the tournament, you could write this. Player of the tournament, Thibaut Courtois. Thibaut Courtois. He belongs to Real Madrid. Real Madrid or Real Madrid, both one and the same man. Okay. The International Day of UN Peacekeepers is observed on 29th May every year to recognize the service and sacrifice of more than 1 million personnel who have served under the UN blue flag since 1948. The theme for this year is, okay, it's mentioned there. You could write a little about this, what is this, UN Peacekeepers. UN Peacekeeper, UN Peacekeeping Force, aka which is also known as Blue Helmets. Helmets, I'm so sorry, what is helmet? Yeah. Sometimes the easiest of words stump us. Helmet, blue helmet, or blue beret. Blue beret. The UN Peacekeeping Force is headed by an Under Secretary General named Jean-Pierre Lacroix. Of France. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently inaugurated the world's first Nano Urea liquid plant manufactured at IFFCO Kalol in Gujarat. Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative is IFFCO. Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative, IFFCO. I am writing here so that I will get to know. This is for my reference, so that I would learn more about IFFCO. Once I am free after this class, I'll learn more about IFFCO and other government fertilizer cooperatives. So this is in Gujarat. Who is the Chief Minister of Gujarat? Bhupendra Patel. Okay, I think that's enough. Yeah, you all know Madhya Pradesh's CM is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Which ministry released a draft national data governance framework for mobilizing non-personal data of citizens for use by both public and private entities to improve services? MeitY. Okay, the person who holds this ministry also holds two other ministries. You could write this: Railways, okay, what is that? One more ministry. Yeah, Communications, man. How did I forget that? I didn't, of course. MeitY, Railways, Communications. Three major ministries are held by Ashwini Vaishnav. So MeitY, that is the Ministry of Electronics and Information Broadcasting, Railways, and Communications. All three ministries are headed by Ashwini Vaishnav. Who is the Minister of Labor and Employment? The person who holds the Ministry of Labor and Employment also holds the Ministry of Forest, Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and the name is Bhupendra Yadav. The Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions is headed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. PM Narendra Modi. Law and Justice, headed by Kiran Rijiju. Kiran Rijiju. Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. That is Subramaniam Jaishankar signed a memorandum of understanding on the International Solar Alliance with the Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó in New Delhi, of course. The capital of Hungary is Budapest. This is Hungary. Yeah. See, this is Greece. You just take, this is the Balkan region. This region is called Balkan. This is Greece. Okay. This is Macedonia, North Macedonia. This is Albania in green here. Here, some color, what do you call it? Light brown. This is Bulgaria, Romania, and this is Hungary. The capital of Hungary is Budapest. Ankara is the capital of Turkey. It's not there in the map here. Turkey. Bucharest, Romania's capital. Bucharest. This is Romania here. This is Bucharest. Brussels, Belgium. What is it? Belgium. Belgium is also home to the head office of the European Union. Yeah. Warsaw. This is Warsaw. And what's the country here? Poland. What is that? Poland. The president, sorry, the prime minister, sorry, I think president of Romania is, only in this case I'll give you this, Klaus Iohannis. Klaus Iohannis. Okay. The rest we discuss. Yeah. Belgium's prime minister is Alexander De Croo. Alexander De Croo. Yeah. Under the Parliamentary Complex project for tribal youth, India's first rural tribal technical training institute has been launched in Bhopal. It has been launched in Bhopal. Bhopal is also home to the Indian Institute of Forest Management. You could write this. Indian Institute of Forest Management. Indian Institute of Forest Management. Pune National Institute of Virology. National Institute of Virology. Lucknow Central Drugs Research Institute. Central Drugs Research Institute. Sriharikota Satish Dhawan Space Center. Satish Dhawan Space Center. Thiruvananthapuram Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. Vikram Sarabhai is also called the father of India's space program. The father of India's space program. By the way, who is that? The first who is the tribal minister? Union tribal minister. Yeah, Arjun Munda. Arjun Munda is a union tribal minister. Okay. How many Indians featured in the 7th edition of the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia List 2022? 61. I'm not going to discuss this question because this year, every year this list keeps coming, and so keeps coming in every year. So I'm not going to discuss this. Bujar Nishani, who passed away recently, was the former prime president of Albania. At one time, Albania was a communist country. This is Albania. You see this here? At one time it was a communist country, and hence, ladies and gentlemen, the world's first atheist state. It officially declared there is no God. The government officially declared there is no God. Okay, today it's a Muslim country, but back in those days it was a communist country, and its capital is Tirana. Capital is Tirana. Only in this case of Albania, I'll give you the name of the capital. So Tirana, and the prime minister is Edi Rama. Prime minister is Edi Rama. Edi Rama. Let me give you the name of the president of Lithuania. This is Lithuania. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. This is Georgia. One of the choices here. This is Georgia. You can see here. This is Georgia. Yeah. The capitals are there anyway. Lithuania, the president is Gitanas Nausėda. Okay, Gitanas Nausėda. So you could find that the capital here is, it's very small font, I know. You want that. Vilnius. Latvia, you can find this is Latvia here. The capital is Riga. And the president here is, the prime minister is Krišjānis Kariņš. Estonia, here you find, this is Estonia, tiny country. Tallinn. And the prime minister here is Kaja Kallas. Okay, this is Georgia. So Georgia is capital is Tbilisi. That's a capital. Okay, that's a capital. The president here is, I'm not very sure, but I think this is the name, Irakli Garibashvili. Yeah, Garibashvili. There is A that's missing here. Irakli Garibashvili. Okay. You could double check this. I think I'm right. I remember it right. If I remember it right, then it must be the, the name of the president here, Georgia. Okay. Who among the following is the first woman of Indian origin to be appointed or external member of the Bank of England's interest rate setting committee? It's mentioned here, Swati Dhingra. The choices are not important, but I can tell you something here. Okay, this is the ex-CEO of HSBC India. This is the ex-CEO of JP Morgan India. And Arundhati Bhattacharya is the ex-chairperson of State Bank of India. What about the Bank of England's governor? So we have a governor of the RBI. Similarly, there's a Bank of England governor, Andrew Bailey. Andrew Bailey. Yeah. Who is the decision-making authority regarding issuance of volume of currency printing in India? You all know who. Yeah, Reserve Bank of India. Niti Aayog has a new vice chairperson. You could write this. See, the chairman is Prime Minister. Chairman, not CM. CM is not Prime Minister. Chairman is Prime Minister. Okay. Then vice chairperson is currently Suman Beri. And the CEO of Niti Aayog is Amitabh Kant. The International Day of Banks is celebrated on December 4th every year to recognize the importance of multilateral and international development banks in financial and sustainable developments. Okay, December 4th is also Indian Navy Day. On this day in 1971, India's Navy sank one major Pakistani submarine or some destroyer in the Karachi harbor. Okay, so there was a naval blockade done by the Indian Navy of Karachi, so December 4th, 1971. December 1st, World AIDS Day. World AIDS Day. December 7th is what is that? Yeah, defense का Indian Armed Forces. Indian Armed Forces Flag Day. Indian Armed Forces Flag Day. December 10th, Human Rights Day. Human Rights Day. December 11th, International Mountain Day. International Mountain Day. Who in the following is the chairman of the Monetary Policy Committee of the RBI? The chairman is RBI governor. There are 6 members. You could write the name, MPC has 6 members. MPC has 6 members. 1, currently, Shaktikanta Das, RBI governor, Shaktikanta Das. 2, Michael Debabrata Patra. 3, what's his name here? Mridul Sagar. 4, Jayant Verma, Professor Jayant Verma. 5, Ashima Goyal. 6, Sashanka Bhide. So to repeat, the Monetary Policy Committee, which sets the monetary policy of the India, raising import repo rate, lowering it, means that, tinkering with all kinds of rates, policy reserve rates and everything. So this is the job of the Monetary Policy Committee, ensuring that there is no inflation is handled, growth is taken care of, all that stuff. So 6 members. Currently, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das is the chairperson. Michael Debabrata Patra. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, DB Patra is Deputy Governor of RBI. Deputy Governor of RBI. Then we have Midul Sagar, Jayant Verma, Ashima Goyal, Shashanka Bhide. Shashanka Bhide. Okay. So this is the Monetary Policy Committee. I think Finance Minister, Prime Minister, Finance Secretary, Prime Minister, Home Minister. Who is the Home Minister of India? Amit Shah, who also holds a Ministry of Ministry of Cooperation. Ministry of Cooperation. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious.